Welcome back again. My name is Kingsley, and I'm still on the journey of where I said I'm going to discover where I'm trying to change my career from UI/UX to cyber security. And this is one of the process which I was still working on and which I am still explaining. It's been a while, which a while, not yesterday. So that about yesterday, because one of the thing I did is is an hour a day, which I have to okay, this is what I learn. This is because there's still some things that I still have to do, just in the background. But before we start about the yesterday, coming. So we'll leave on there. So this is where we stopped yesterday. But before that, maybe after everything though, we have to I'll bring everything again what I learned because there's some knowledge on this now, I won't lie to you, because things that you don't even keep in mind that okay, this is one of our daily activities, what we do daily, and some of what we use that we don't even know their name at all because I don't lie to you. But uh, I will be starting the video now. I think the video is about just maybe 10 minutes short, so we should be done in the next few minutes.
Let's say we are in Belgium. This is our home and we want to connect to a newly established.
And like I said, I don't know if you guys notice. I said I will not play the video in a normal speed because trust me, to me on a normal cellular level like this is very very slow. But let's just keep it 5 because what? Let's keep it 5. On a normal I put it times 2. So but like I can't watch it the same way we watch this our K-drama stuff. Nah. Well, that's too slow for me. But let's just keep it half of it, so that at least people can easily understand. And again, once at the end of this video, I will drop the video, I will drop the link in case you want to watch it directly. So it will be easy. So it's on YouTube, so you can just check it from there. And apart from that, some of the video I'm going to watch, I'll just break them down in. Because if I said I should just do the video, so I don't want to get into the spot where where I got myself into a case or in a situation I won't like. Maybe they would be claiming copyright stuff. Although although some of things like that might happen, but I just want to avoid anything that will affect me at later on. So I've keep the speed to 5 now, just times 5, so that people can at least understand. Let me teach you this way because for people, as I watch video times 5, they may be thinking, guy, you dey okay? Who dey pursue you? Trust me, there's a lot of video to watch. You can't expect me to watch maybe 1,000 video the same way we watch K-pop. No, this one na business, that one na entertainment. That's the thing. So I have to speed some of the way I consume information materials. So shey you get like that. No be what it's not what is how fast I can absorb the knowledge. That's one thing I think I'm trying to get now. Because there are a lot of information in an informative way. Ṣọ́rọ̀ mi yé yín? So let's keep it that way. By the end of the video, I will explain and I will explain some of what I gain and research as well.
abcx.com. The owners of the website have limited financial power. For this reason, they have only one server on the USA. So, to be able to reach abcx.com, our request message must pass over at least one global ISP. This is obvious. You can see the whole process on the animation. And after the server of the abcx.com receives the request message, in exchange for it, abcx.com creates a response message. This response message contains information about the web page we want to enter. It includes images, videos, HTML file, and everything related to the web page. Meanwhile, if you don't know what an HTML file is, you can think of it as the skeleton of a web page in a simplest manner. And after generating the response message, the server must send it to us. However, the path preferred by the response message will be different from the path preferred by the request message. Please pay attention to this on the animation. There is no way to know the exact path of a message beforehand, since routers can make different choices each time. I mean, the path for a message is always determined on the way. Never forget that. And as soon as we receive the response message, the website appears in our web browser. In summary, when you want to enter a website, you first send a request message to the server of website. And the web server receiving your request message sends you a response message which contains all information about the web page you want to enter. And when this message comes to you, your web browser learns all information from this response message and displays the related web page in your web browser. And the surprising thing is, every time you want to enter a website, this process happens again. However, since this process takes place in milliseconds, you don't realize that there are complex operations in the background. And now, let's try to enter google.com instead of abcx.com and see what happens. You know, Google is quite different from abcx.com since it is a giant company. For instance, unlike abcx.com, Google has many servers distributed all around the world. And with this distributed server structure, Google provides a much more efficient and fast service to its customers. And let's say one of these servers is not far from our home. Therefore, when we want to enter google.com or when we want to get any service from Google, we will probably connect to this server which is close to us, okay? For this reason, the process will be much faster. In fact, this is the main reason why big companies put many servers in different locations around the world. They want customers to communicate with them in the fastest and most efficient way, and the distributed server structure is a great solution for such a desire. I believe you catch the idea. So, when we want to request a service from Google, our request message will go to this server close to us. You know that how the packet reaches the related server with the help of ISPs. And you know that what will happen after this stage. Google sends us a response message related to the servers we request. However, the time for Google to communicate with the customers is sometimes not satisfactory for Google, and Google wants to increase this speed in general. Fortunately, Google has a very good solution for this kind of issue called peering. But what exactly is peering? Let's see. Peering is the technique which Google establishes a direct connection with an ISP to provide faster access to its servers. As you can see on the animation, Google connects directly with the local ISPs. Thus, when we want to get a service from Google, we will be able to communicate directly with Google servers without using ISP infrastructures. In this way, Google can communicate with the customers much more effectively and quickly. At this moment, everything is good. But what about security? Since the number of public POP that packets pass through decreases thanks to peering, security increases so much. I mean, the packet goes directly to Google via local ISP. In other words, the packet does not use public ISP infrastructures to communicate with Google. Remember that security is very important to large companies, and it is obvious that this direct connection decreases the possibility to be obtained for the packet from the outside. Wonderful. And last but not least, I want to give you an example. As you know, YouTube is owned by Google. So, when you want to watch a video on YouTube, you are actually using Google's distributed servers around the world. And you are all aware that YouTube works very efficiently. When you want to watch a video on YouTube, you can watch it very well. You aren't be interrupted whatsoever. The main reason for this is the distributed server structure and the peering infrastructure of Google. On the other hand, you may sometimes see freezes and interruptions while watching videos on Udemy, because Udemy's infrastructure is not as strong as Google in general. Of course, Udemy also uses a distributed server structure, but this number is probably not as many as Google. This is obvious. In addition, Udemy doesn't use peering, and you know that peering is a very efficient technology. Especially, it increases the streaming quality and speed a lot. But I can say that Udemy did a significantly good job overall, because serving millions of people at the same time is a really challenging engineering problem, okay? In summary, peering is a very effective structure is used by giant companies like Google, Amazon, and so on. You got the point. And finally, I want to give you some general information about the ISP. As you know, global ISPs are responsible for the international communication. I can say that, although definitely not as many as the regional ISP, there are a few global ISPs in the world. And you can guess that the technical reasons for not having only a single global ISP in the world. We have talked about similar things before, but in addition to these reasons, like load balancing and efficiency, there are also some financial reasons for this. I mean, setting up a global ISP company is a very costly business at the beginning, but it makes its owner a lot of money. You know what I am saying, right? If you have a lot of money, establishing a global ISP company is a good choice. It will probably make you smile with time. By the way, we also call the internet backbone to the network that global ISPs set up with each other. Familiarity to internet backbone term can be useful for you in the future. In addition, there are structures called Internet Exchange Point in order for the internet backbone to work synchronously and for global ISPs to communicate with each other more efficiently. And we briefly call these structures IXP or IX. Never forget that. And the last thing I want to mention is that you don't have to connect to a local ISP in order to connect to the internet. You can directly connect to a regional ISP or global ISP if these ISPs have a service for your location. This means that you can learn which ISPs are serving where you live and make your choice according to this information. It is absolutely your decision to choose the ISP service you want, okay? For example, let's say this is our home and we connect to the internet via local ISP 2. However, if we request, we can also connect directly to the internet via regional ISP 1. This is possible. What I am trying to say is, if you want to get your ISP service from a certain company, and if this company doesn't serve your location, you can contact the company and talk about what you can do. If you give the required money to the ISP company, most regional ISP and global ISP can provide you the service you want. That's it. But for normal users, this is very unnecessary. Normal users only need to choose one of the ISP services in their location and benefit from it. On the other hand, if you want to set up a local ISP company, such a move may make sense. Wonderful. And we talked about the ISP in general. I think you got a lot of good information, but if you want, you can do more research about the ISP on the internet. However, that's all I had to say in this course.
So that's the end of the video about what about how does the internet works. You go fast more. So bringing out what I jot down. So the first one, yeah, the that I think I learned is the what is the switch and the packet. So I think the switch provide a lot of things for the what for the router. And apart from that, that switch matter really no clear, but I also learn a lot of things uh, uh, along the way. So the first one is the LAN. We have the WAN. The LAN is the local area network. We have the WAN, wide area network. And apart from that, we still have some other ones, which is the router. That router is where I got confused in the first video I did about how does the internet work. But I think I later tried to patch myself. But as the video progressed, like the more knowledge I do research on, I believe the more I'll find myself like I will find myself, how should I put it? I'll find myself what consuming information or what will broaden my knowledge on it. So what does the internet represent and what is the internet? The internet is a network of networks, which means the information I have, someone in UK can also have access to it with the help of the internet. So I think that's a little bit we have apart from that is again let me list what I also did some research on. We have the what? We have the ISP, which is the internet service provider. We also have the global ISP. So I think that's when my face now open to some extent that in some country, the reason why you can't get access to people there without without their permission, I think is because of the global ISP that was provided. How should I put it? That was should I say that was given by the government or that was that their country that you can't just access them based on I think the government, the legal share the legal access or the internet access that was not because if you just bypass the servers like the switch that was in that country because we can't compare ourselves with people. I think we are how should I put it? I think our government did not have that should I say dominion power over the whole internet in Nigeria, because you can't compare. It's easy for people to track people when it comes to people abroad. Like they can easily nobody can do something without being tracked. Like you can't go like how should I you can't do something illegal and it's easy for them to track you down. Shey you get, but for Nigeria Egbeni na 2 years you need. You go JP. In fact you go even dey stay for back of police station dem no go find you. So apart and that's the one that talks about the ISP, we have the global, and apart from that we also have PAN, personal area network. I think that's when that one talks about our Bluetooth. I never know because like I was like okay pan, which one is pan again? Like that's when our Bluetooth, our this personal stuff that we connect each other to, like okay connect to this thing, play music and yet some like watches. So shey you get, those can be classified as PAN. We also have the MAN, MAN. Dat one go far. Metropolitan Area Network. You can do the research as well. So we also have the SAN, SAN, Storage Area Network. E go far I won't lie to you. So but I think that's all I did the research on how does the internet works for now. So this is the first video. Yeah, this is the first video. There's more to come. So the next one should be how the computer system itself. Don't worry, you'll find out. I'll drop the description and I'll also drop the link to this video I watch at the end of the video, at the description as well, so that you guys can watch. That's if someone wants to watch it without getting interrupted. So you can also watch that. So once again, my name is Kingsley, and we have come to the end of this. How does the internet works? And please, like I always say, do well. Okay? So see you in the next video.